Hi, this is Katana from Paint in Hawaii, and this is what I'm going to be painting for you today. So that's my color. I got a little bit of this, a little bit of this, plenty more of that. It's a nice color, yeah? So I just took off the extra paint so that I have a nice line. And then the bird is definitely going here, and there's going to be its wingspan. There, its little smile. Other part of its wing. Then we're going to have the shoreline on this side. We're going to have the rock that the bird just took off of. See how it's just one brush stroke? Line it up, press down and pull. Let's have another one right here. Yeah, and then one more. So I'm just pressing my brush down so that the footprint it leaves makes a rock. Let's do a big one right here. Not too big, no, my one's too big. And a couple little more ones there, perfect. And then there's gonna be little footprints on the beach, so we'll just indicate those for now. They're not gonna be this color. This is you're not even gonna see this. But why are you doing it then? Because I need to know it's there. The reflection in the water. So what I'm doing here is just tapping the brush back and forth, and I'm following the dark edges of the reflection on the water. So my brush is being held horizontally, but I'm moving it in this sort of arc pattern. So I'm not drawing a line, I'm just creating that edge with these short little dots. There we go, there's the water. This is the horizon on the other side of the water. Here's where the river meets the shore. And the trees climb back up here. I'm using a slightly thicker line because this part's darker. And then there's a little back here. Then there's the shadow on the next mountain. There we go. It comes down like this. There's some clouds on the hill. There's a cleft, or like a gulch there. Some small gulches. See how I'm just using this part of the brush, like that, and then it helps me control how much space I'm filling. It makes you a faster painter if you use the biggest brush you can, even for the small ones. Okay. Now I can sort of see where everything is taking place. So I want to start with my lights. So now I'm mixing up this blue. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, more and more. See how light that blue is? Coloring a little bit of the sky. And I took this picture in the morning. I might add in a little bit more cloud mist later. In fact, I have to because there's a distant vent there. And then let's do a little bit of white with that purple. Yes, and that's gonna go in our cloudy parts of the water. They're reflecting the sky here. And it was a really calm morning. Oh, so beautiful. I think this is one of my favorite places in the whole world. I really, really want to live down there one day. Like, can you imagine waking up in the morning in Waipiʻo Valley? I can, and I just want to do it every day of my life. Now I gotta make a grayish blue for the distant mountains. So let's do a little bit of this blue and a little bit of black. I haven't washed my brush yet. Just a little lighter, I wanted to hit this back here. Try to hug me with a word goodbye. Time to survive here on the other side. All right, now we're gonna go back to that darker purplish blue color. Yes, that's it, that's it. Wanna see me painting. And then it goes back here too. I'm gonna fade it there to a different color, so I'm gonna stop. I'm a little worried that this is gonna dry before I can blend it, but that's okay. I have an additive painting process, which is basically like, more paint, more paint, yeah. I like paint. I like paint a lot. I work in a paint department. I had my house painting job. I'm an artist. Of course I like paint. And if you're an artist, you're gonna like this too. Maybe you are an artist and you do not know you're an artist, but you like this and you're like, I want to be an artist. Get out your paints. Now you're an artist. Da, da. These horizontal marks are because of the ripples in the water, not because of the mountain. I did slightly adjust the color, but that's okay. I'm the artist, I get to do what I want. And if you're the artist, you get to do what you want. In your own life, may it harm none. There we go, little cloud action reflected over here. And then a little bit of this reflected over here. A little bit of Monica by my side. Sorry. The sand is kind of blue, so let's just get that down. I actually don't care about those rocks. They were the wrong color. They were just sort of like to help me place. Let's make that a little redder and a little darker. And then we're gonna blend that out and it's gonna look cool. Like my face. Yeah. There we go. Let's make it even a little bit darker and a little bit more blue. And we'll put in some of those footprints. Those are too big. Yeah, there we go. Yay! So I've switched to green, which is blue and yellow, and I do have a little bit of gray in that because of what was on my brush before, so it's a little bit more of a muted green. I do have a roommate, and she is out doing things because, like I said, we are allowed to leave the house for necessary goods and stuff. So we've heard about that 6 degrees of separation, and I really think that this pandemic is putting that theory to the test. We really do see how far apart we are in terms of watching a pandemic go around the world. So, and take care of each other, you know? So I'm adding a little bit of yellow and white to the color I'm already working. There we go, got a little sunspot. Okay, and then let's add a little sunlight to this leading edge of the cliff. And then there's a little bit more here. I'm just gonna smudge that a little bit. Finger painting is professional level techniques. There, you heard it here. I'm often wrong, but not about painting. Haha. Actually, I can't even say that. No, you know what? It's my painting. I'm always right about my painting. You want me to paint something else? Well, if we're gonna do it your way, I could be wrong. A little more yellow, a little more white. Been listening to the new Dua Lipa album. I really like it. Just happy. Yeah, so there's my cliff side, and let's come down here and make sure we got some cliffs to go in the water. I have a much simplified version of this painting, or the location of this painting available for lessons if this one feels like it's too hard. Now I want the water to go behind the bird, so I am painting over the bird, small kind, and that's fine. I'm a big believer in you can paint over things. You might need to use a little bit more primer to cover it up later, but it's the same as with makeup. If you don't wear makeup, maybe you should start. That sounded super. You don't have to wear makeup. I don't always wear makeup. I like makeup. I like painting. I like painting my face. I'll paint your face if you want. Everybody's getting black eyeliner. That's how. This place makes me happy. Thinking about it makes me happy. This cliff is a lot yellower up here. Sunlight's hitting it. See how I'm holding my brush on the diagonal so that my little marks follow the hillside? That's something I do in a lot of my paintings, especially for palm tree trunks. I'll use a horizontal brush motion, but I'll be like horizontal like this, but I'll be going this way. So my brush motion is perpendicular to the movement of this movement. I don't tell them what to do, I just teach them what I'm doing, and if they want to do something else, well, now they know they don't want to do what I'm doing. Now this value is too light compared to this, or this is too dark. So let's add a little bit more black and we'll try and get more contrast there. There we go. This one's is all dark green, so I'm just going to layer a base coat down because I don't want any of this white showing through. We're going to put some lights on top of this so it doesn't, yeah. It matters a little bit more down here because I want to keep those lights. This is actually a lighter green, so I'm just again going to go back in here, grab some of that. There we go. I missed this place. I'm not sure it's okay to go right now because the parks is closed. Hawaii's closed right now, everybody. I want to live on a farm down here though. Texture. Yes. Okay, now I need to pick out the darkest darks. I'm sure it's just going to be blue and black. Start here. Okay, so that's working. This is still really flat. I've got to pull out more, or push in more darks. The darks recede. The brights pull out, the darks recede. This is the river you have to cross if you're going to take the Molivai Trail to Waimanu. You have to ford this river, and it is like right at the beginning, and you're like, wow, if I fuck up here, I cannot go on my trip because everything will be wet. I have dry bags, so it's usually fine, but still yet. Yes. Darken up also those little rocks that I've been working on. I'm not painting the whole rock. I'm just darkening the undersides. Here I did the parts that are sticking out of the water. And there's a tree on this side. Just dabbing the brush and using this part of the bristle to indicate the different limbs with the little leaves on them. I am not painting every leaf. I do not have time for that. I'm not a detail person. I'm an impressionist. Yeah. This is, sorry, this is like, is my like happy I did this noise, and I'm kind of stoked that I'm doing this video. I've been meaning to do these for a while. But this is the first time. And I'm using the corner of the brush with lots of paint to pull out the highlights over here. There we go, now we got some layers. I really want more happening texture-wise on the sand over here. This is what my brush looks like now. Now that's a very red gray. So I'm gonna add some black, some blue. Yeah. Kind of too dark, add some white. I really like that gradient, but the paint's too thin. There we go, now there's more going on the beach. And then I'm just gonna take a dry brush and kind of smudge it. There we go. I don't like that. Now I want my rocks to be a little darker yet again. That was not darker. Where did my napkin go? I've got too much paint in my brush. It's hard to control when it is like a mop. I want it to be like a broom, pointy. Okay, now I can put my rocks in all dark and shit. There we go. Okay, now that bird. I'm going to switch to a slightly smaller version of the same brush. I'm going to start with the dark parts of the bird, which are bluish black. This is a heron. I forget what kind of heron. I always forget. And then I ask, and then I remember, and I'm like, oh yeah, that kind. And then here we are. I don't know what kind of heron it is. Okay, so this is the darker blue parts on the back. This is going to be the underside of the wing. Here's the tail. And then we need a lighter bluish gray. And then just a little bit more white to pull it forward. And then let's add some white highlights on the river. Thanks for painting with me today, and check out the website paintinhawaii.com. Hit like or subscribe or all of the above. See you on Facebook at facebook.com/paintinhawaii. Aloha!